Hi, how's it going? My name's Steve and I just thought I would make this little video to show how I prepare raw food for my dog. I've had Toby, my Springer Spaniel. He's 5 now. I got him when he was 4. And as soon as I got him, my best friend Kevin, who lives on the Isle of Wight, said, well, you need to feed him raw food. Kevin's got the same dog, he's got a Springer Spaniel. And he said, you know, raw food's the best thing. And when I went to take Toby for his checkup at the vet, his first one, the vet agreed, yeah, raw food's definitely the best thing for dogs. So luckily for me, I had Kevin to give me some ingredients and get me started. But dogs are growling. I've got 2 dogs here at the moment. They're growling. Wait! Stop growling at each other. They know that the food is on its way. So put that down. Toby just picks the bowl up and walks around. Put it down. Put it down. Yes. We'll put you on camera in a minute. So since I've had Toby for the last year, I've had so many people say to me, thank you, Toby. I've had so many people say to me, you know, how do you do it? I'd love to feed my dog raw food, I just don't know where to get started. So I've kind of got this process. I got this process where I do everything in a very particular order, and it makes it as quick as possible. So what I'm going to quickly do now is I'm going to run through all the ingredients, everything that we're going to use. First of all, we've got some offal. Now I get this from Morrisons. It seems that Morrisons are the only ones that kind of really want to do this. This is diced ox kidney, but you can also use ox heart. This is about, what's this? This is about 400 grams. And I'll just use one of these. So I'll use one, I'll put the other in the freezer for later. So I think today we're going to go for the heart because they've had kidney a couple of times in a row. The beef, I get these from Tesco's. It's 20% fat, which kind of makes it a little bit cheaper. I think these are about £1.60 for 500 grams. And I've got 8 of these, okay? 8 of these, which means I've got 4 kilos of beef, minced beef. We have got easy cook brown rice. There's a kilo here. I'm going to use half of this. 1 kilo of leaf spinach. All this is from Tesco's. Obviously you can see that. 1 kilo of leaf spinach. These need to defrost in the microwave and they take 20 minutes. And conveniently the rice also takes 20 minutes. So when I put the rice in, I set the timer on the microwave and then I know that they're both ready at the same time. We have classic mixed vegetables. Unfortunately these contain sweet corn, which kind of just goes in one end and out the other, but you can't buy this stuff like, I mean this is £1 for this, you can't really buy this without the sweet corn. But so there's a kilo of that. We've got just over a kilo of chicken wings. I've got 2 of these. Again, this is Willow Farm from Tesco's. It's good, you know, it does what it says on the tin. There's a good weight here, and I've got 2 of these, so it's about 2 kilos of chicken wings. And I'm actually going to cut these in half. Toby doesn't really like eating the whole one, so I'll cut them in half. But these are really good. They're good for the dogs. I know you probably hear stories about dogs catching salmonella or food poisoning, but their stomachs are different to ours, and it doesn't really affect them. But crunching up these bones, so I'm told, is really good for their teeth. So there's 2 kilos of this. We're going to cut them in half. And this is going to be the end result. This is it's like a little Chinese takeaway, Indian takeaway packet. You buy that. I get these from Costco. They're the deep fill ones, and they hold 500 grams. I put 500 grams in. So this is what we're going to aim for. And the recipe I've got today is probably going to make about 16 to 18 of these. So that's just under 3 weeks worth of food. These will go in the freezer and they take a day to defrost. So every time I feed him, I take one out of the freezer ready for the next day. So this has been defrosting. I've got a pot, nice pan here, ready for the rice. So I do everything in my sink. I've got like 2 sinks here. First of all, let's just give it a wipe out. I don't use any bleach or anything like that because I don't think that's going to taste very nice. Oh, 2 things I forgot. Turmeric, which is like an anti-inflammatory, and some cinnamon. I don't know why they have turmeric and cinnamon, but my brother-in-law, who's a very, very excellent chef and also gives his dogs this type of food, He said that he looked it up and turmeric and ground cinnamon were good for dogs. So that's going in. Stick the plug in. And we are literally just going to, we're just going to get the beef. We're going to drop it in. Make sure you take the paper off the bottom of the beef because that would be a bit silly. And I just, each tub, open it up, chuck it in, stick one tub inside the other. I know a few people don't like the idea of touching meat and getting their hands dirty. I tried to do this with rubber gloves and it's just a hindrance, to be honest. It just doesn't work. So I just keep, I use my fingers. I've got some kitchen towel handy. I've got some bleached for when we get to the chicken because it's important to keep everything disinfected and clean. So while I'm doing this, the water is boiling for the rice. It's all going in. The whole process takes about an hour, so I would give yourself an hour. When I first started doing it, it used to take me about 2 hours because I wouldn't get things ready in time. But you know, anybody who's good in the kitchen, which I am not, but anybody that's good in the kitchen will probably figure that out pretty quick. So, okay, so we've got the last one going in. There's a reason why I'm doing these first, because once these are in, literally just stick your hands in and mash it all up. Feels great. You get used to it, it's alright. So we're going to mash this all up, well, break it all up because it's kind of joined together at the moment. And the next thing that's going to go in is we're going to put the diced ox kidney. Oh, I put the kidney, I wanted heart, didn't I? Where's the heart? Oh, there's the heart. I got the wrong one, didn't I? I mean, this is going to be turned over every time you add something new, so you don't have to go crazy. Right, so this ox heart, it's diced, but some of the pieces are still quite big. So what I do is I just chuck it on there. Dogs are getting excited now. So just chuck it on there and I just flick it into the sink, and any bits that are a little bit too big, just cut them up, flick them in, just like that. And I'll do this for the whole thing. Right, okay, so we're down to the last few little bits now of the ox heart. Like I say, most of them are small enough, but a few bits just end up being, you know, a bit too big. So that's all gone in. While I've been doing this, the water for the rice is now ready. So I'm going to grab myself a set of weighing scales like this. Water's ready to go. Grab the spinach. I'm going to poke a few holes in the top, and then grab a plate, and this is going to go in the microwave for 20 minutes. And now we are going to open the rice. So these ones come with a little sticky thing that you can use to stick it back down. Right, so I know that this bag is 1 kilo. So I'm just going to make a little hole in the top. I'm just basically going to put 500 grams of this in, okay? So literally pour it in. 23 to go. That's a pretty good guess. Perfect, right. So that's 500 grams has gone in there. Stick that back down. Just gonna Give that a stir. And oh look, there's Toby. Hello, Toby. Hello. Hello. Right, so we are going to set this 1 kilo on defrost. Is 20 minutes. So I know that once the spinach is defrosted, I know the rice is ready. I'm gonna just turn in this ox heart into the beef. Just mix all that up. Get that all spread out. Like I said, this is going to be turned over so many times, so you know by the end it should be nice and evenly distributed. And at this point, I'm going to put in a nice healthy shake of cinnamon. I'm going to put in a nice healthy shake of turmeric. It smells nice. I've actually, you know, apart from the fact the rice is already cooked, I probably could just put this in the slow cooker if I couldn't be bothered to cook one day. I could put one of these in the slow cooker and just have dinner, but I'm not sure about that really. And this as well. This is extra virgin oil. Going to put a gloop of that in, as my brother-in-law calls it, a good healthy gloop. Now it's up to you. I've got some of this RNA, like dog vitamin stuff, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this in as well. There you go. All good stuff. And get your fingers in there, give it a good turn around. You do get used to this. I tried it with plastic gloves, I tried it with using utensils, and you know, nothing beats your fingers. It's just so much easier. So I've actually got a little bit ahead of myself because I'm gonna finish this section way before the other stuff's ready. But we can get onto the chicken. I like to leave the chicken to last because if I know that everything else is ready, once I've touched the chicken, then I just wash my hands, and the next thing is to get packing up the boxes. But right, so we've done that. So now I'm going to get the classic mixed vegetables with the completely pointless sweet corn. So you thought it was just humans that didn't process sweet corn, but this is the worst bit because this is where your fingers freeze. I always end up getting frostbite on my fingers when I do this bit. I've got the bin just down here as well, nice and handy. And yeah, I'm going to turn all this in, and I'm going to try not to pull faces in pain as my fingertips freeze. I'm going to put this on YouTube. This is on YouTube. So if you look in the description, I will have the recipe. I mean, that's my recipe, kind of started off as my friend Kevin's recipe. I've added a few things to it. The ratios, I looked up online, and the ratio is 80% red meat, I think it's like 10% white meat and bone, offal, and then you've got your veg, and then you've got the carbs. So, you know, it's probably not an exacting science, but it works. It works for me. My dog's super healthy. He's constantly around 21, 22 kilos, which is why he gets 500 grams. Obviously, if your dog's bigger or smaller, you're going to have to use different pots, but this just works out fine. Right, so that's the veg in there. Now, I can't do anything now until the spinach is ready, but for the sake of argument, what I will do now is prepare the chicken. Some dogs will eat a whole one of these, but my dog just doesn't. He just spits them out and leaves them there. So I'm not an expert in the kitchen, but I've found that if you just feel where the knuckle is, you can get through pretty easy. And there you have it. So I will just get all the chicken prepared. I'm loving your trembling heart. Right, so that's all the chicken done. One of the advantages of having two sinks is that I can actually wash my hands now. So I can show you, that's the chicken, all chopped up and ready. And now I wash my hands. I can't stress how much attention you have to pay to handling raw chicken. I mean, anybody that can cook will just think that I'm teaching you to suck eggs, but I can't cook. So for anybody that doesn't cook very regularly, you absolutely have to be really careful whenever you're touching the raw chicken. If you touch the microwave or the fridge, make sure you bleach it straight away afterwards. Keep your hands clean and try not to splash water, because you can actually spread bacteria from chicken if you splash water everywhere. So yeah, try and avoid that. Clean your kitchen roll. Avoid using tea towels or cloths or anything that you're going to use later on in the day for preparing your own food. Big no-no. Okay, so we've got a couple of seconds left on the microwave, so we're now ready to sort out the rice and the spinach. As soon as that, yeah, there we go. Cool. So you're going to need one of these, and I just stick it over there, over my little sink thing there. Could do a slightly bigger sink, but there you go. There you go. What can you do about that? Right. So one steaming tub of boiling hot rice, which is going to go into my colander. Try not to spill it into the food, which is next to it. Okay. Scoop around. So, rice done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run cold water through that, because clearly we don't want to put boiling hot rice into all this hot food. I'm going to grab the spinach from the microwave. And then just going to get any excess water out of the spinach. So you don't need to put all this water into the mix. It's a bit unnecessary. The spinach is actually still a little bit frozen, but that's okay because I wouldn't want it to go in cooked. Okay, so split the bag open and we're going to chuck the spinach in. Chuck that in the bin. Don't know if you can see that, yeah. So some of them spinach is still a bit frozen, so let's just break that up. It's making me so hungry. Is it making you hungry, dogs? Toby gone. Huh? Break it all up. The spinach tends to stick together, so just put it all apart. And then mix it in. And once again, we get another mix. And we are almost there. We are almost done. I imagine some of you are probably thinking, this is such hard work. I mean, when you think you can just go and buy a tin of food, I mean, you can even get ready-made raw stuff, but the truth is you just don't know what's in there. Like, you can go and buy your raw food, ready-made raw food, and even if it's like supposedly great quality, you don't know what's in there. It could be, oi, stop growling at each other. It could be, I've heard that it's meat that's been laying on the floor, it's meat from animals that have died from disease. I mean, you just don't know. Some of it might be great, and I could be completely wasting my time here, but the one thing I do know is that I've bought this stuff, all of this is human grade food, so I know that it's absolutely 100% good food going into my dog. And it's not like he's got a choice, is it? It's not like he can tell me what he wants. I mean, he's relying on me to feed him good food. to give him the best life that he can have and make sure he's healthy. So, you know, what can I do? What else can I do? So, I get the frostbite on my fingers now. Right, so I'm just running the rice under the cold water. Make sure that's really nice and cold. And this is literally the last thing to go in. Once the rice has gone in, okay, that's feeling cold now. Once the rice has gone in, we are ready to make our boxes up. And then all these will go in the freezer. I'll keep one out obviously for tomorrow. But these will all go in the freezer. And yeah, I just take one out each night. I take one out for the next day. Simple as that. Okay, so let's just get the water out of there. Don't need any excess water. Right, tip all that in. What do the dogs know? Do you think they know that I'm just going through all of this just for their stomach? Do you know? Are you aware of what's going on? Are you? Are you aware that this is all for you? Are you? Good. Right, okay. Can you see all that? Good, yeah. So, chucking this all in. I kind of wish I had a camera person and really give you some good angles of what's going on here, but I've just got 2 iPhones and a little tripod, so I hope you don't mind. Maybe one day I'll do it again, either refined the process in any way or I've managed to get a bigger sink. I mean, to be honest, the more of this you can do the better, because still doing this every 3 weeks is a bit of a pain sometimes. If I had a bigger sink, I would go for 10 kilos of beef and maybe a little bit more veg. I don't really know about the rice. The rice was a new addition. My brother-in-law was giving his dogs brown rice. Because without the rice, there's no carbs in this diet at all. I still give them a little bit of breakfast. I've got like a bag of bacons, which I just give them a little half a cup in the morning for breakfast, just so that doesn't spend all day panicking whether he's ever going to get fed again or not. I don't know whether it's a Springer Spaniel thing or whether it's just a Toby thing, but he would have you believe that he's never been fed, ever. No one's ever fed him. Right, okay. I think we are there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to rearrange the cameras a little bit, because I want to show you the next process. So here is my sink full of stuff, and here is my chicken. I need my weighing scales. And then I have all my boxes. They tend to, some of them crack when they get frozen. They crack. Some of them break. So I mean, I'll just throw them away. I mean, I brought 100 of these from Costco's for basically £9. And this is what you're going to end up with. You're going to end up with a nice little thing filled with yummy, yummy, yummy dog food. Isn't that right, Loki? This is Toby's best friend, Loki. Yes. Isn't that nice? That's what we want. Right, I'm just going to rearrange the cameras and then we'll get going. Right, okay, so we're basically ready to start making up the boxes. So first thing to do is grab your box and set the scales to 0. Now based on Toby's weight, I give him 500 grams, so this will be filled up to 500 grams. I've washed my hands. Remember, we're dealing with chicken, so I've washed my hands. This will be my clean hand, which will hold the things. This will be my dirty hand, which will be grabbing the chicken and grabbing the food. Okay? So I'll start with 3 bits of chicken, like so. Chuck some food in. You kind of get an idea of when it's about 500 grams. Just squeeze it in. There you go, 497. Exactly 500. Right, so I'm still not touching it with my right hand. Grab a lid. Press the lid down with your left hand. One down. Cause when life throws you choices, you've got to see it through, or you will fold. And I'm waiting for a moment. So this is my last one with chicken. Then what I do with whatever's left over, I'll just put it in the tub and see what it weighs basically. So all these here, they are all exactly 500 grams. So the last one hasn't got any chicken in it. I'll make a mistake, didn't I? This is the last little bits out of the sink. Yeah, it's like 330. So I've actually got a couple of these in the freezer that are around the 300 mark. So I can either just save a few up and then go and buy some bits of chicken and just serve them up on the day. Or maybe if Toby ever makes friends with a little tiny dog, then when he has his tiny dog friend round for dinner, he can have this one, which is 330 grams instead of 500 grams. First thing I'm going to do is wash my hands. Obviously there's quite a lot of cleaning to do now. Make sure you get some bleach. Just anything that's come in contact with the chicken, anything, just bleach it, even on the scales, just a bit of squirt. Don't use a cloth, use a bit of kitchen towel. Squirt a little bit on the kitchen towel. Do the handle of the microwave, do the top of the freezer, anything you might have touched with the chicken basically. And then do the work surfaces. I haven't actually got a dishwasher, but so I just wash up very hot. I'll just make sure it's very hot. So I can't believe I'm actually showing you how I'm cleaning. Clearly, I'll probably delete this in editing because, I mean, let's face it, who wants to watch that? Right, so actually there is a reason why I cleaned it, because I'm going to feed the dogs. Okay, so I've got one here that I defrosted. This is from yesterday. Now what I do, Toby's going to start browning now. So as soon as I've emptied this, chuck it in the sink, squirt bleach into it. Oh look, that's a little tiny one. Oh, that's why it wouldn't go in there. Okay. So I've obviously had a takeaway at some point, and this is one of their ones, because you can see it's not as thick as these ones, but it's still 500 grams. So although I just literally just put this in here, I'm now taking it back out again because Toby's got his friend for tea. Same again, squirt of bleach. Now, you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but Toby has got really long ears, and I don't like the idea of his ears getting dripping in the food. So, Toby, right, sit, wait, wait, wait. Right. Toby, it's yours. Okay. Come on, it's yours. Good boy. There you go. Two very happy dogs, crunching up chicken bones, and not any. He's got his ears in his dinner. Is that nice, Loki? Is that nice? See, look. Okay, well that's me done. I hope some of you found that helpful. Raw food is a great thing to feed your dogs. It's a bit of hard work, but they love it. And I don't know about you, but I see great pleasure. I get great pleasure in watching Toby eating his food. So, you know. Oh, if you liked the music you've been listening to in the background, that was all my own music, because I'm actually a musician. I'm not a dog nutritionist. So I hope you like the music. And yeah, take it easy. Bye. Something's going on around here. Something's going